Yo, what's up, guys? The theraptorkhan here. This is Road to Becoming UFC Champion by 21, episode 39. And in this video, I got two things I want to talk about. The first thing is going to be something for my mindset and my mental toughness. And number two is going to be some new things for training that I've added, like some new workouts and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll start off with the mindset. So these past few weeks, actually, yeah, specifically these past few weeks, I've been focusing a lot on my mental toughness and my mindset, and just building that very strong mind, like just believing in myself really hard, training really hard, and it's been helping out a lot because as a fighter, as every single fighter, you have doubts. Sometimes you think, oh, what if this happens? What if what if I lose? What if I get beat up? What if it doesn't happen? What if I can't do this? What if my moves don't work? A lot of this plays in a fighter's head a lot. And you ask any other fighter, they'll tell you the exact same thing. Even a famous fighter, what's his name? Ilya Taporia, he said this on a podcast that he had very doubt in his head a lot. Now me, I don't have doubt in my head, but I do sometimes think that if I'm like sometimes I'll just be sitting down and I'm just like what if this happens? What if I can't? Sometimes that happens. That happens to a lot of fighters. Like almost every single fighter this happens to. If you're not, if this isn't happening to you, then I guess you're a superhuman. But you know things that I've been doing to counteract it. Um, is I like to write. I've really taken the time to start, journaling and start writing a lot. So I wrote this is pretty much my entire MMA book, you could say. It's mainly for wrestling, but then it also has a lot of mental stuff in it. So, I just type a lot of things, or I write a lot of things. Whatever's in my head, I write down, you know, and the thing that's been helping me is that I know the work I put in, once this camera shuts off, you guys don't know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So it's like I know that I am training really, really hard. I am putting in my 100% effort and everything. I'm always, researching about something. Whenever I'm training, even if I can't train, I'm always trying to, either I'll watch something, I'll write things down, I'm taking notes. I'm trying my absolute best to become what my dream is. So I've used that because pretty much this also helped me off that interview with Taporia. This changed my entire mindset. It's that when you're, oh, my camera is falling. What Ilya Taporia said in his interview, he said that his belts are earned in training, because he knows the work he puts in, and then once he does that, he just goes to the octagon to collect them, which I love. I loved when he said that because that makes so much sense. It's that if I know the amount of work I'm putting in, I know what I'm doing. So then when I know that automatically, when I go on the mat, when I go to in the cage, whatever it's gonna be, I know I'm gonna win because of the amount of work I put in, and I know the work I'm doing. So lately, my mindset with that has been amazing. It's really helped, writing it down, thinking about it. I even talk to my dad sometimes about it, and it has improved so much. If I ever get a negative thought, I'm just like, bro, get out of here, bro. I know what I'm doing. I know how good I am. I know the work I put in. So that does not bother me at all anymore. So I don't get any doubts anymore. If I do get doubts, I push it away right away, and I think about all the hard work I put in, and I deserve this. I've put in so much work. I've been training since I was this big. I still look this big, but I've been training since I was like this big, bro. And I know the work I'm putting in, and I deserve what I want. And I know when I get on that mat, when I go into that cage, whatever, I'm gonna do me, and I'm gonna do good, and I'm gonna win because that's the mindset I have, and that's the work I put in, And yeah, so yeah, that has improved a bunch, and I'm just really happy about that. Now, the second thing, this is for training related now. Some new workouts that I'm doing. I have been working on a lot of explosive and speed exercises for wrestling specifically. So, I do this workout circuit. Shout out to the YouTube channel to this guy, Caden Henschel, I think his name is. I don't remember the last name, but I got these workouts off of his YouTube channel, so I'll put his link in the description. But he pretty much did. It starts off with I think it's you do just some warm up shadow wrestling, So I've been doing some warm up shadow wrestling, and then I add some fakes. I do some shots. We do that for about a minute, and then you go straight into wall sit, like on the wall. So you wall sit for like a minute, and then you go into 40 lunge jumps, switching lunge jumps. Then you go back on the wall, and then you come back out and you do frog jumps. I think you do 40 frog jumps, and then you do into some power push-ups. You push yourself up, you go back on the wall, and then you come off the wall and you do more shadow wrestling for like another minute, and then you go back on the wall. So yeah, that has boosted my legs. I've been doing that for the past like 2 weeks now, and it has boosted my legs like insane. I feel very powerful in my legs. So whenever I'm shooting now, like if I go for a shot, my legs feel very powerful. Like I'm shooting fast. They feel great. So yeah, that has been helping out a lot. And I've also been doing a lot of neck workouts. So sometimes I'll not like always, because sometimes I don't have the equipment. But if I don't have the equipment, I'll do this instead. I'll tell you guys. So when I'm at the gym, I'll take a plate and I just put it on my head and I go like this. I go to the side and that builds up the neck. I've been trying to improve it. Right now I have a pretty small neck, but I've been trying to improve it. And if I don't have weights like that, if I'm at my house or something, I just sit on I have a bench downstairs, or for you guys who want to do this, you can just go on the sofa and you can just lean on the cushion part, just go like this with your neck. And then that looked a little weird. Pause. Don't know what clip that. But yeah, that's some of the new workouts I've been adding. And then I've also been trying to do more footwork for wrestling. Like you guys said, this might be you guys probably think I'm just a straight wrestler. That's pretty much what the goal is for this next year. The rest of this year is going to be just completely wrestling. Well, I guess from now until March is going to be, because March is when season ends, it's going to be completely wrestling, because for MMA, wrestling is probably, I would say, the most important thing in wrestling, or in MMA, is wrestling, because it's literally the number one thing. Like every single person in the UFC right now has good wrestling. Every single champion has really good wrestling. So you need to have really good wrestling. And I know the difference between wrestling and grappling. Obviously, when you're in the cage, it's a lot different. It's not like actual wrestling. Like how you do it in high school and stuff. But having that high school experience, that wrestling and all that, it's really good to have. Because pretty much every single wrestler, Hamzat, for example, he was a Swedish champion and he did straight wrestling, and look at his wrestling. It's really, really good, mixed with the grappling. So yeah, that's what we're trying to get to. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's been going great. My preseason starts in about 4 days. I believe it starts on Tuesday. I'm not sure yet. I have to message some of my friends and my coach and ask them. But yeah, preseason starts in about 4 days. Once preseason starts, it's going to be 3 days a week wrestling, and it's just going to be from there, pretty much just straight wrestling until March. So yeah, I'm going to be, getting a lot of training in. It's going to be really, really tough, because once actual season starts, you guys, it's like 6 days of the week, 5 days training, and then once a week it's a competition. So it's going to be like 6 days. So yeah, it's going to be really, really fun. I'm excited. I'm actually finally starting my career, you could say, you could say in a way like that. I am actually starting my career now. So yeah, I'm excited. Everything's going to go great, and it's going to be great content for you guys. I got a lot of stuff I'm going to be recording. I already have a bunch of plans, going to my tournaments, duels, wrestling duels and stuff like that, even some practice videos. So yeah, a lot of stuff coming, and if that's going to be good for you guys. So yeah, man, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you guys don't miss out on any new content. And I will see you guys in my next video. Have a blessed day, everybody.